So in this video, we are going to talk about how to sketch a cloud model. And we are going to do the cloud model for nitrogen in this video. And on your worksheet, you need to sketch the cloud model for a sodium atom, which is slightly less complex than the example we will do in this video. So to sketch a cloud model, obviously it's not going to be a perfect representation of where the electrons are because we're sketching in 2D, and in reality an atom is in 3 dimensions. But we could still get a pretty good drawing of what s and p orbitals look like. But when we get to d orbitals and f orbitals, it gets a little too complex to draw. So we are only going to be sketching atoms that have s and p type orbitals with cloud model sketches. And after that, we are just going to have to rely on our trusty Bohr models to be able to draw a picture of what atoms look like when they have more than s and p type orbitals. But on your worksheet, you're supposed to show s orbitals in blue. So s orbitals will be in blue, and we're supposed to show p orbitals in yellow, which I will show here. So p-type orbitals will be in yellow. So let's start nitrogen by writing nitrogen's electron configuration. So nitrogen, I'll do this in black. Nitrogen has 7 electrons total. And so we just need to write the electron configuration up until we have 7 total electrons put in their correct shells. So our electron configuration is going to start with 1s2, and then we're going to go down the second row and do 2s2, and then we are going to go into the p block, and nitrogen is the 3rd element in the p block of the periodic table, so we are going to have 2p and then 3 to represent that nitrogen has 3 electrons in the p-type orbitals. So now that we have our electron configuration drawn out, we can start doing our sketch. So we know that this first s orbital is going to be a spherical shape orbital, so I'm going to represent that with a circle. And then we have another s orbital, which is also going to be a spherical shape, but it's just going to be bigger than the first s orbital. So I'm going to represent that one with another circle. So we have our 1s orbital on the inside, and then our 2s orbital on the outside. When we get to our p orbitals are not spherical. They are what we call dumbbell shaped. And we are going to have 3 p-type orbitals, because when we draw our orbital diagram, remember, there's not just 1 p orbital, there are 3 p orbitals, each that are going to be holding 1 of the electrons. So we need to show all 3 p-type orbitals. One's going to be on the x-axis, one on the y, and one on the z-axis. So I'm going to make them all pointing different directions. So my first p orbital is, I'm drawing a dumbbell-shaped orbital, so that's 1 p orbital. I'm going to draw a second p orbital going in kind of the other direction, so that's my second p orbital. And then my third p orbital is going to go in the 3rd direction like this. So we have our 1s orbital on the inside, so I'm going to label that 1s. We have our 2s orbital on the outside, and then we have our 3 p-type orbitals. So we have, I'm going to call them px, so 2px, 2py, and then of course 2pz. And then the last thing is just to place our electrons appropriately, and I'm going to show all electrons in black here. So in our 1s orbital, we need to put 2 electrons. So I'll put 2 electrons on opposite sides of my 1s orbital. In my 2s orbital, it also has 2 electrons. So I'm going to place 1 electron here and 1 electron here. And then my 2p orbitals, each of those orbitals is going to have 1 electron. So I'm going to put 1 electron on my 2py orbital, 1 electron on my 2px orbital, and 1 electron on my 2pz orbital. And that is how we sketch our cloud model for nitrogen.